Tampa City Council meeting to order, and I'm going to yield to Councilman Vieira.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It is my great pleasure today to introduce a good friend of mine, Pastor Tommy Urban D. Killinen, the lead pastor over at Crossover Church. Pastor Tommy founded a youth ministry at Crossover in 1996 after graduating from Southeastern University with a degree in pastoral studies and a concentration in youth ministry. He later completed his master's degree at the same school, and in 1996, with just 4 teens, he and his wife developed a first-of-its-kind hip-hop styled youth ministry that over the span of 6 years grew to hundreds, far outpacing attendance in the main Sunday worship. By January of 2002, Pastor Tommy became the lead pastor at Crossover, and a new vision was birthed to reach out to those influenced by the urban and hip-hop culture. I know Pastor Tommy and his church under many, many different hats and lenses. They are at the old Toys R Us that if you grew up in Temple Terrace or North Tampa, I used to go to as much as I could with my mom. And they are a wonderful, wonderful church, and they just completed the Love Our City initiative, which during the midweek of April seeks to reach out to various at-risk and underrepresented groups and organizations in our city for between 50 to 75 endeavors and projects to love our city. So I would like to welcome here Pastor Tommy to give the opening prayer, and if you could remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
All right, good morning, everybody. It's good to be here this morning. And yeah, we just completed Love Our City Week. Did 152 projects this year with 1,500 volunteers last week. So North Tampa is dripping with love. Let's pray. God, we come before you today, and first of all, we say thank you. Thank you for giving us another day to wake up, to give us purpose, to give us things to do today, things to accomplish. God, we thank you for what you're doing in our city. We thank you for your love and your grace and your kindness. And God, we pray for our city today. God, we thank you that it's a place that people are coming to from all over the world. Every day there's people that are moving here. And so God, give us your wisdom and give us your grace as we steward well the growth that's happening here to those that are coming and those that are already here, God. And this diverse city where we have people of all different backgrounds, ages, economic backgrounds. As the prosperity continues, God, I pray that this will be a place where we care for everyone. And so, God, I lift up this council meeting today. I pray for wisdom on decisions that are being made. Pray for clarity. Pray for unity. Pray for the new council members and for the new mayor that's coming in just a matter of days. And we pray that this next era of Tampa will be the greatest. We pray in the middle of the growth and prosperity that we won't forget you and the hope that we have in you. So we pray for blessings today. In your name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Suarez.
Here.
Cohen.
Here.
Maniscalco.
Here.
Capine.
Miranda.
Vieira.
Here.
Reddick.
Yeah. All right, we'll go to the ceremony activities. First item is presentation of Police Officer of the Month, Mr. Miranda.
Honorable Chairman, honorable council members, my pleasure to be here this morning to make the introduction on behalf of the Tampa City Council Police Officer of the Month. But before I go there, I just want to say publicly that I really enjoyed working with each and every one of you, that at times we differ. We differ in opinions, we differ in style, we differ in culture, we differ in hair, we differ in everything. And that's what makes us united. You can't all be the same, you can't all think alike. You gotta have different ideas to get along. And you set the pace for the city of Tampa, along working with the administration, and at times differing from the administration, like I have myself. But that doesn't make you best or worse. It makes you a good human being. I want to say thank you for allowing me to serve with you for the last 8 years. On behalf of Tampa City Council, it's my pleasure today to introduce Assistant Chief of Police, Chief Vasquez, who will be making the presentation of Police Officer of the Month. And this individual has really done his work with the utmost of courtesy to the people, but he also serves the protection of all of us for 24/7, 365. And like I've always said often, he's one of only 12 chosen for the year and a force of over 1,000. So that individual has done something to commemorate this city for what it is, lowering crime, opportunities, and a place to be at the right time. Chief Vasquez.
Good morning, Council. Assistant Chief Vasquez. I want to thank you all once again, and probably for the last time, for taking time out of your busy schedule to recognize one of our best and brightest officers. We really appreciate that, and I wish you all well in your endeavors in the future. With me, I have Officer Jeremy Kelly. He's a 12-year veteran. He's got 2 years with us, but he was a sergeant in Gainesville for, he had 10 years experience there. So he's done a great job, very experienced, and that's what we need here in Tampa. And his experience is going to show in the cases that I'm going to read here. In the first case, Officer Jeremy Kelly responded to the call of a man armed with a knife who had just broken into a car in a local gas station. He located and detained a man matching the description who also had a knife on him. The initial witness did not recognize the suspect because he had changed his clothes. Officer Kelly then obtained information that the subject had discarded those clothes and had matched the description of the initial call. Officer Kelly consulted with the supervisor, and although the first witness did not identify the subject, the knife along with the unique clothing made him believe that this was in fact the offender. He coordinated with another unit to have a second witness brought for a show-up, and this person positively identified the man as a person who had he saw breaking into cars. The suspect was arrested, and then Officer Kelly conducted an interview post-Miranda and got a confession on that case. In another case, Officer Kelly displayed very sound tactical skills. He was responding to a call where a teletype from Northport Police Department advised that a stolen Stanley Steamer van equipped with GPS was seen to be in the city of Tampa. Officer Kelly began looking for the vehicle based on the GPS location and actually found the vehicle inside an 8-foot fence in the area off of Nebraska, and that's where his experience comes in. He was able to get into a covert spot and watch the suspects in the van. He relayed to radio that several subjects were dismantling equipment within the vehicle and transferring the equipment into a second vehicle. He coordinated with units and canine and air service as well, who responded. The suspects at that time were able to evade capture after a canine track, but because of Officer Kelly's by-the-book response, he developed probable cause to obtain a search warrant, which was authored by detectives. The search warrant was executed, and they recovered 643 grams of marijuana, 17 vials of THC liquid, 6.5 pills of MDMA, which is ecstasy, 29.3 grams of crack cocaine, 28 THC edible cookies, and a Smith & Wesson 40 caliber pistol with ammunition. Because of Officer Kelly's efforts, this group was identified, and they also were known to have committed several crimes in the Hillsborough County area as well. So in recognition for his exceptional performance and the positive impact on the squad, Officer Jeremiah Kelly has been selected as the Officer of the Month for the month of April. Thank you very much.
He's like, what? Good morning, Council. Abe Carmack, President of the Tampa PBA. Joining me is our Secretary Treasurer, Gene Haynes. Like to say thank you. Thank you for always recognizing the police department for what they do, the first responders in the city, and all employees. I think the chief mentioned something that's very, very important that you need to take credit for also, and that's the benefits that you help us to provide for all employees of the city, and that is what got Officer Kelly, brought here to the city of Tampa after 10 years as a sergeant. I think it's important. But this isn't about that. It's not about you today. It's about Officer Kelly. So we want to say thank you for all that you do. This isn't the last you're going to see of him. I think you're going to see good things come out of him. So we appreciate all that you do, Chief. Thank you for recognizing him and staff. We'd like to recognize you and provide you with a watch as our token of gratitude. Thank you. Good job. Thank you. Not yet.
You should have never said that he had great things for him. He's ready to talk.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Craig Toby with the DoubleTree by Hilton, Tampa West Shore. We all feel much safer having guys and gals like you out there. So You've got an overnight weekend stay for two. You can bring your family, or you have family coming into town. Also some delectable DoubleTree cookies. And congratulations. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Good morning, Council. Carlos Ramos with the Tampa Hillsborough Expressway Authority. Officer, thank you so much for all that you do. On behalf of the Expressway Authority, we have a goodie bag here, including a gift card to the Ranch House Grill on Gandy Boulevard for you to go and enjoy one night. So again, thank you again.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good morning, I'm Mary Lou Bailey.
Hi, good morning.
Congratulations. I'm here on behalf of Zoo Tampa at Lowry Park. We'd like to present you with a family membership. It's good for the entire year for you and your family. It also allows you to go to our special events like at Halloween and Christmas and things like that. And I hope it inspires you to love nature and animals as much as we do on the board, because that's a gift from the volunteers on the board.
Great.
Thank you so much for the job that you've done.
Thank you.
So important. Thank you. And council, it's been a pleasure working with you as a group, and goodbye to those of you who are leaving, but we'll still be friends and hope to see you in the community. Thanks. Don't forget to go to the zoo.
Plenty of time for that now.
Good morning, Council. Mike MacArthur, Steps Towing Service. Congratulations, officer. Job well done. You deserve it. On behalf of Todd Steps Towing Service, have some dinner on us and a night out in our company limousine. Take some time off. You deserved it. And thanks for everything you do for our community. Thank you.
Kelly,
Good morning.
congratulations to you. We're here with a lot of community leaders and businesses to honor you for what you've done for us in the community. And it's an honor for us to be in the presence of someone that stands so tall. You're here with your bride and your children, and we have a gift from Casper's Company and our 4,500 employees to honor you and your family, a dinner for four certificate and some goodies for you and the kids. Very proud to be in your presence. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, Council. Jim Carson, Bill Curry Ford. It's been an honor working with you folks up there on council. Good luck on your new adventure. On behalf of the Curry family and myself, we'd like to congratulate you on a job well done. We'd like to present you a brand new Mustang.
Wow. Thank you.
You know, we haven't gotten a Mustang yet.
Good morning, Council. Good morning, Council. I'm Michael Kilgore with the Columbia Restaurant Group. It has been an honor working with all of you. On behalf of the Gonsmart family, I have a $100 gift card for take your family to any of our restaurants. Thank you for everything you do.
Wow. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good morning, Council. Again, I'll say thank you for working alongside the Performing Arts Center over the many years, and I know that some of you will continue on, and I look forward to coordinating with that as well. Thank you so much for the work that you do. We have a tremendous relationship with the police department here in Tampa with Chief Dugan through our off-duty program primarily in terms of having coverage while we've got a lot of audiences at the Performing Arts Center. I want to give you my card and give you the opportunity to make a choice of an evening out on us.
Okay.
And so please be in touch, and let's work on a way that we can get you guys out and have a good night.
Great. Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
Good morning, Council. George Rodriguez from Edmond Art Therapy Center. How you doing, man?
Good morning. Thank
We
you.
wanted to present you with a therapy session on us. I know you get roughed up out there, so come on by and we'll take care of you, man, all right?
Great.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
everything you do.
Good morning, Council. Pete Brevy, Busch Gardens, Tampa. As always, thank you for continued support of not only the police department, but the fire department as well. Officer Kelly, it's a pleasure to hear all the stories about you, and obviously Gainesville's lost Tampa's game, but we're glad you're here. And on behalf of Busch Gardens, I'd like to give you and your family 4 tickets too, and if you need more, I don't know the count here, but if you need more tickets than 4, you're just reach a phone call away. But thank you for everything that you do.
Appreciate it.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Good morning, Council. Brian Ford with the Buccaneers. I'd just like to say congratulations and thank you for all your efforts over the past years. And
You
best
didn't
of
bring
luck.
us anything for the Bucks?
It's draft day. Come on out to the stadium. This is the start. Yes. Officer Kelly, on behalf of our organization, we have a tradition and we hand out game balls for individuals that go over and above. And hearing your story, you're definitely fit that. So I'd like to present this game ball, and I thank you and your family for all the sacrifices.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, Council. We have a name with Tampa Theater. Officer Kelly, thank you so much for your work in our community. On behalf of Tampa Theater, I'm giving you the gift of a membership to the theater, and candy for the kids, so you can come and visit us on Franklin Street. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So you thought this line wasn't going to end. Keeps
It's
going on and
overwhelming.
on and on and on and on. Steve Michelini, I'm here on behalf of a number of different businesses. We'd like to recognize you for your outstanding efforts. Also, I'd like to recognize Mike Kilgore. He's recovering from some very serious medical issues. Welcome back, Michael. Anyway, here we go. Prestige Portraits. They're going to provide you with a gift certificate so you can go have your family portraits done. Daily Eats, Chicho's Restaurant Group. You can go enjoy yourself for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. The Westin, Courtney Campbell is going to provide you with a $100 gift certificate so you can go enjoy dinner out there at their hotel restaurant called Aqua. The Tampa YMCA, when you finish eating the food and going everywhere else, you can go work out at the Y. And the Yummy House China Bistro is providing you with a gift certificate so you can enjoy yourself there. So congratulations. Thank you very much for your service. And here are your cards.
Thank you.
Officer Kelly, on behalf of Tampa City Council and 380-some good citizens, because of your diligence and make sure the crime doesn't go up, it continues to go down. All the department says thank you to you. The city says thank you. The council says thank you. And we're really appreciative of the work you've done and continue the work that you're going to do, I'm sure. And the chief would like to say thank you also, I'm sure. But on behalf of us, thank you very much for all the work you've done in the past and will continue in the future. God
Thank you.
Wow, very humbling experience. I can tell you from being a cop in another city of 12 years, the support from the city council is abundant in the citizens. So thank you very much, city council. I appreciate all the leadership from the chief on down to the command staff for the opportunity to come here and work. It turned out to be a great move. It was a difficult decision, but here a couple of years later is absolutely the right decision for me and my family. I enjoy the job, and last but not least, I certainly wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for my beautiful bride. She deals with not only this job, but 23 years in the Army Reserve, so a lot of my off time I go put the other uniform on, and she supports me through it all. So thank you, and thank you for the opportunity.
All right, we go to item number 2, Mr. Miranda.
Again, Honorable Council Chairman Reddick, Honorable Council members, my pleasure this morning to be here with Chief LaCicero to make the firefighter presentation of the quarter. And it's an honor to stand here, and because of what the men and women do in the fire department, just like they do in the police department, serve the public. But they do it when something is wrong, when needs are there, that somebody's ill, or something is burning, when everybody's running out, they're going in. And this is historical throughout the country, and the work that they do is paramount compared to an 8-hour day shift. They work differently, they train differently, they act to serve 24 hours a day. And it's my pleasure this morning to bring Chief LaCicero to make the presentation to Captain Brian Eichholz.
Good morning, Council. My pleasure to be here today on behalf of Tampa Fire Rescue. A couple of
words to the council over time, and as some of you conclude your terms, my deepest sincere thanks for your consideration, deliberation on a number of issues. It is most appreciated by me and the men and women of the department, so thank you very much for that. We come here today to recognize the firefighter of the quarter, which is very important to all of us. And today we talk about one, Captain Brian Eichels. He served for over 19 years with the department thus far and embodies exactly what a Tampa firefighter should be. His abilities and skills, the way that he handles himself in the face of crisis certainly sets him apart. And it reflects a tremendous amount of credit to the crews that have served with him and the department as a whole. He began his career in October of 1999 as a firefighter on Engine 1. And I'm very familiar with that date and time. He'd had some outstanding leadership at that time. I was a captain, a mere captain, and he was a firefighter on my crew. So I know him well, and he truly is a well-deserved individual for the recognition. But his commitment to his assignment, he went from Engine 1 to Truck 1 after about 4 years, and his commitment to assignment and his commitment to detail set him apart. He's on a truck company where they handle extra duties as far as specifics for extrication and many other technical duties that really does set you apart in many cases, and he does that very, very well. He is not a stranger to service before self in the sense that he puts himself out there. He was previously in 2002, he was a Esprit de Corps award winner for rescuing a victim in a second floor fire. He was also in 2003 another Esprit de Corps winner for rescuing a trapped worker in a locomotive yard. So he has certainly set himself as a go-getter and an expert in many ways. While he handles the task before him, he doesn't sit on his laurels. He has embodied and has shown many in his charge the pathway to endear himself to all the aspects of Tampa Fire Rescue. He was promoted to driver engineer, and he has been on the tactical medical response team for a number of years. He works with TPD on a regular basis, and over the last few years has risen to a team leader and a coordinator on that team, which is no easy task. He has become a member of the Urban Search and Rescue team, and again, what sets him apart, he has been deployed in 2005 to Hurricane Dennis, in 2016 Hurricane Matthew, and most notably in 2017 to Hurricane Harvey. In that, he was part of a swiftwater team which allowed his team to rescue and impact many residents that were in dire need. So he certainly, his tireless work ethic in the face of that adversity is remarkable. What brings us really today is that he continues to serve the department and the city tirelessly. Most notably, he is a major figure in our training grounds and our training division. He is a lead instructor for the Fire Academy, where he continually motivates and he brings to the forefront the technical aspects of all parts of firefighting training and those interested in becoming a firefighter. In addition to that, he has the full support of his family that you see behind him, his wife, his son and daughter, and his mother, father, and family. So he possesses all the skills that embody a Tampa firefighter in service to their community. So because of these and many other things, I would like to present to you Captain Brian Eichels as our firefighter of the quarter.
Good morning, Council. Captain Orrin Hansen. I'm the chairman of the Awards Review Board, and on behalf of the Awards Review Board, I would like to congratulate Captain Brian Eichels for being selected as Firefighter of the Quarter.
Yeah.
And also, on behalf of the Tampa Marriott Waterside, a gift certificate for the night of our event. I won't take it from you.
Good morning, Council. Andrew Carter, Vice President, Tampa Firefighters, with me, Secretary Treasurer Ken Huff.
It's my distinct privilege to recognize Captain Brian Eichholz. I've worked with him both personally and professionally, and on behalf of all the other members of Local 754, congratulations.
Thank you.
Here's a gift card for Bass Pro Shops. And on behalf of someone who's unable to attend Victor DeMaio and Burns Steakhouse, here's a gift card for dinner. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Captain, Craig Toby with the Doubletree West Shore, and congratulations. We are very close with the fire department, Station 8. We're a half a mile away, and we work very closely with them. We appreciate what you do and what every firefighter does for us. We're the largest hotel in West Shore and the third largest hotel in Tampa, so you can imagine what's all involved. Yeah. The false calls mainly. But here is overnight stay for 2, breakfast for 2, also the Doubletree cookies. Thank you.
Morning, Council. Mike MacArthur, Steps Towing Service. Congratulations.
Thanks, sir.
Job well done.
Thank you.
Quite the resume. On behalf of Todd Stepp and Steps Towing Service, I'd like to present you with a night out in our company limousine. Looks like you'll fill the limo nicely with your supporting cast here. Don't know if this is enough for everybody for dinner, but take some time to yourself, enjoy it, you deserve it.
And thank you for what you do for the
Yes,
fire
sir.
department.
Absolutely, very proud of it.
Good morning, Council. Carlos Ramos with the Tampa Hillsborough Expressway Authority. Captain, thank you so much for your years of service.
Thank you.
And on behalf of the Expressway Authority, we have a goodie bag, including a gift card to the Ranch House Grill on Gandy Boulevard. So we hope you can go and enjoy.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good morning again, Council. Michael Kilgore, Columbia Restaurant Group. On behalf of the Gonsmart family, I have a $100 gift card to Laley, our restaurant in Tampa Heights that turns 5 in August, believe it or not. So thanks for your service.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations, Captain.
Thanks, sir.
We really appreciate the work that the fire department does with the Performing Arts Center, our special relationship with Fire Chief, Fire Marshal Ford. And Chief, thank you very much for everything your whole crew does for the safety of downtown Tampa. This is my business card. If you call us, we'd like to have you out for a night at the Strata Center for a show, and we'll help you make a selection.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good morning, Council. George Rodriguez from Memory Art Therapy Center. Hey, man, if anybody needs some therapy, it's you. You've been through a lot.
I don't know it's just therapy.
Of hurricanes. And I mean, I don't even know what to say about that. You need to come in. You know, all right? Thank you for everything you've done, man.
Yes,
I appreciate it.
Good morning, Captain, and congratulations to you. Today's a significant day, being recognized for your leadership of those that you work with. Your peers are here to cheer you on and to congratulate you. But most importantly, your family is here, and you stand tall before them, and the lessons that they're getting out of this presentation is probably the most significant of all. We got a little token of appreciation from Casper's Company, McDonald's Restaurants, and the other businesses that we own here in town, and the 4,500 employees that we represent. Congratulations to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Morning, Council. Jim Carson, Bill Curry Ford. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The Curry family and myself wouldn't want to leave a fireman out without a police car and a fire car. Thank you.
Good morning, Council. Pete Brevy, Busch Gardens. Captain, obviously, thank you for all you do for the community. You have an illustrious career, and it's not over by any stretch of the imagination. On behalf of Busch Gardens, we're going to give you 4 tickets. I don't know if that's enough for your family, but I'm not hard to find if you need any more. But you do need to get a rest. You need to get some rest. You can get some therapy. You can get all the things you need because you're obviously a very, very busy man. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Good morning, Mary Lou Bailey. I'm here on behalf of Zoo Tampa, and I'm presenting you with a family membership. It's good for the whole year, including our seasonal events, as you heard me tell the police officer. Being a firefighter is a special calling, and that you're excelling at it is really tremendous, and I thank you on behalf of all of us. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good morning again, Council. Brian Ford, Tampa Bay Buccaneers Chief and Captain. Amazing story. I'd like to thank all of you for all the support throughout the community as well as Raymond James Stadium. But you heard earlier we have that tradition of a game ball, and your resume definitely warrants it. So thank you for all your efforts and sacrifices.
Yes, sir.
And thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
You don't look like you're a very big guy.
In what respect? Sir?
Just for all those accomplishments, you should be bigger, you know? you're big enough, but the firefighters provide such a valuable service to this community, and it's unselfishly given. And so we are all indebted to you and your services. And there's a couple of businesses that would like to congratulate you. The Prestige Portraits, you can go have your family portraits taken. With the Chicho's Restaurant Group, you can go have yourself a breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Don't let the other guys hone in, you know. They always say that, you know.
Some have already called dibs on the cookies, so.
Yeah, well, you know, there's one in here that they all like to join you with.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's Yummy House.
Oh,
And
been
they want to join you on that one. On behalf of the Westin at Courtney Campbell, they're providing you with a $100 gift certificate. Go enjoy yourself with breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And the Tampa Y is going to provide you with a gift certificate so you can go enjoy yourself there.
Thanks, sir.
So you look like you're in good shape, and thank you for what you do for us. And again, you know, firefighters have a tremendous role in our community, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Captain, the chief and I would like to make this presentation on behalf of Tampa City Council to yourself and for being firefighter of the quarter. But you really, all firefighters are being firefighter of the quarter for what they do. And just think of just the simple things. Even in a fire engine going where you're supposed to be, if somebody called for help and you got 10,000 cars ahead of you, and they don't move as quick as they used to. They drive fast, but once they're in the street, they don't hear well, they don't see well, and they text very good.
Yep.
So I want to say thank you again for outstanding work that you've done in the past and continue to do it in the future.
Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you again. There's a word or two.
Again, it's a very humbling experience to be recognized by your peers and to have your family here as well. I'm not a man of many words, as most of the people in here know. So first of all, I'd like to say thank you to the award staff who helps put this together. I know they sacrificed some of their time. Chief LaCicero as well, especially for the many kind words that he said. As he mentioned before, he was my first captain on the job. I had a lot of good people to model myself after and who mentored me up through the ranks. So me personally, it's humbling to be here and have them bestow this honor on me today. Also, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank my wife and my kids who put up with a lot of Dad not being home. So I couldn't do it without them, and especially my wife's support, you know, taking care of things at home that need to be done. Thank you to all those who have donated gifts and whatnot to both the Officer of the Year and Firefighter of the Quarter. So thank you.
Chairman, if I may, I know this is not usual for me to come back after following the Police Officer of the Month and Firefighter of the Quarter. However, this is a special historical event when I believe that there are some individuals who would like to speak that have worked very diligently with this community, and the good folks of the PBA and Local 754 would like to have the council members recognized who are leaving. And with that, I leave it up to them because I don't know what the agenda is, but I'm sure they do because they asked for this time. So whoever wants to come up first.
Thank you, Councilman Ray. Andrew Carter, Vice President, Tampa Firefighters, with me, Secretary Treasurer Ken Huff, as well as PBA. we'd like to take this time to recognize those council members that will not be joining us after this meeting, taking on those own endeavors, whatever they are, personal, private. We want to thank you for your service and support to the city. You have definitely left your mark, and you've made Tampa a much greater city. And we want to once again thank you for your dedicated service. We have plaques for each of you, and I'm sure Abe would like to say a couple words, so we will make sure we get these up to you here shortly.
Look at Gene. You know, I just want to say on behalf of the board of directors and certainly all of our nearly 1,000 members, we appreciate all that you've done in your years of service here, not only for the citizens, but all employees and certainly our members and our organization. I've enjoyed working with you and certainly getting your guidance on issues and just watching you work, and we appreciate all that you've done. And I don't know that each time that you made that vote, when we came before, when our contract came before your contract, how important that vote was, but you kind of saw it today, and that's what I was trying to say. 10 years of service, you know, we pulled him from Gainesville, the sergeant from Gainesville, due to the contract that we negotiate, and that's due to council's vote. That one vote's so important because it provides the pick of the litter when it comes to the chiefs and certainly all department heads when they make their hirings. So thank you for all that you've done. Excited for your futures, and I know that all of you will be around, and we're here to support you. Not just now, but in the future. So thank you.
Now you can block Abe's number.
Nice. Leave it up to
Already blocked.
Right.
I would like to come down and get my plaque.
Yeah, we would like to take a picture if possible and present the plaques to you officially.
Come get mine.
Come get your plaque. You burned it, right? You burned it, yes, sir. Now, we appreciate this. To show you how well we get along, although they're sleeping a lot, it has both our logos on it. It's from both of us, so we appreciate it.
I want to point out, Abe, that, obviously they have higher intellectual, capabilities when it comes to figuring out who they want to endorse.
Andrew tells me that all the time. Right.
But you were lucky enough to actually prove them wrong, so that's okay, We appreciate everything that you guys do, as you know, and as Mr. Cohen said, I have blocked your number already.
I'm doing it as we speak.
And I was shocked to see Andrew without a mustache today. I didn't even recognize him, so he looks like a baby again. So.
I'm keeping your number open.
I appreciate that. At least my lunch bill will go down. There you go. Good.
Come on down.
Where was this? What? Yeah. I have Harry. Right. Mr. Harris.
You believe me.
We love. See?
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we can do that too, but that'd be great.
On me, please. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Can you do that too? Yeah. That'd be great.
We have all the time in the world.
I gotta be somewhere kind. The way Boggs thinks.
Can I send you seat, Harry? No.
It's not mine. He said it's not mine.
Don't worry about that.
Andrew, you can Yeah. Yoli. My mother. I thought she was French.
Get it?
Is that enough? One more. Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Good.
Good?
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. This is, Yoli appreciates it.
Could I have council members Vieira and Maniscalco please come down? You know, don't leave. I got some kind words to tell you all from the PBA 754.
Already move on to another seat.
You know, Mr. Chairman, honorable members of Tampa City Council, I'm all for 754 and the PBA. However, there's 3 individuals that are staying. Did you ever think of that? Is there silence here? Of course, I'm only joking with you, but when you recognize them, recognize the 7, not only 4.
Listen, Charlie, they're
I'm
gonna
pulling
hold
your
judgment
teeth.
for the next 40 years.
just so you know.
All right. I'm sure it was. We have, on behalf of the remaining council members for the fabulous 4, we have something that you're going to appreciate the rest of your life, and display it properly. I'm sure you will. And it's spelled right, Capin.
Capin.
So I want you to know that we have something to share, and we ask, as we pull one, we ask you to come down and take a picture with us, and we have another little thing to give us. The first one goes to Chairman Reddick.
Oh, that's great.
And you don't know how many beer cans we had to save to get this done.
I'm gonna put it on my car. I'm gonna put magnets on it.
Thank you. This is longer than my street.
Better paved than your street too.
Yeah.
We have another item to give. If I can have the bag with the red, white, and blue, there we go. On behalf of us, we offer you this also.
Free parking.
For 5 minutes.
Free parking, oh my God.
The city hall that you were here when it was redone after it was 100 years old.
Oh, okay.
So we'll welcome that to you too. You can have it for memories of the fun times and the hard times, but you worked for the public and did an outstanding job. We're all proud of you.
Thank you, thank you. This didn't come out of my budget, did it?
Well, you better look at the numbers because you don't have any left. We took it all, sir.
All 5 of them.
All right, we have the next one. Thank you, Frank, appreciate it.
Cute.
Cute. Man, I thought you had.
Charismatic.
And like you're known now, Harry says, "Thank you, God, for not letting me finish second."
You're very funny.
Just imagine.
Along those lines, no one ever loses. You just never get enough votes.
But that's not all, Harry.
Oh, thank you. What a surprise.
I know. Your very own Tampa City Hall.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thanks, thank you, sir. Okay. Thank you for your service. Next.
Yay, they got it. All 3 names.
Spelled right, too.
Miss Capin, Capin, and Capin.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
This is very nice. This is nice, but this is not heavy there.
Yoli Capin. I've known Yola Capin since she was this big.
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna put magnets on it and I'm putting it in my car.
Let me tell you, you won't get the gas mileage you're getting now. But on behalf of that, you know, I never forget that long debate that we had with.
Well, Charlie, before you do that,
And
make sure
But in reality,
you only get on the right side.
But in reality, there's another big problem that we have that we're not going to address.
Yoli,
Ybor City is not really Ybor City.
you need to move over to the right side.
what do I need to do? Get over
Yeah, next to Charlie.
right here?
In the middle.
Oh, I'm not in the shotties.
So Ybor City should never have been named Ybor City because Ybor was his mother's name. Ybor should have been Martinez City, but I'm not changing any of the signs.
That's too, and he tells me now when I'm leaving.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Congratulations, we really
This
enjoyed working with you, and you know, life is what it is, and you decided not to seek any other office, and God bless you for the work you've done.
Thank you. 2 months short of 9 years.
And
Two mayors. It was a window to our city like none other. Absolutely the best. Best times. And the worst times. How did that go? It was best of times, it was the worst of times. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. It was. Thank you. I'm gonna give you a hug, damn it.
Yoli, here. And you did spell the name right. I'm glad it.
Well, we only had 4 letters in mine. Wires could mess up too much.
Hopefully, I knew that you wouldn't mess up that name.
Well, you know me, I mess up my own name. But you guys are from the same college, you and Mr. Vieira. I think you're Bulls, right?
We are Bulls.
We are.
You know,
Thank God the Bulls leaving.
As you guys know, Mike and I are very dear friends, and I love Mike like a brother. He always calls me his little brother, and I've known Mike since 2006.
Yeah.
Well, Lewis's mom was pregnant with my son, my then wife, when I met Mike, and Mike was running for the chair of the Democratic Party.
Should have stopped me then.
Of Hillsborough County. And the way we met was I was asked by Pat Kemp to sit in for her because she couldn't make it to a forum. And I was to represent her and sit in, and I met Mike that night, and I said, boy, this guy's a really good guy. He's going to do really well. And he won, and we became great friends after that. And
he didn't point out that I beat Pat Kemp for that seat, you know, so you never know what the future holds.
You never know.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But Mike is a terrific guy who always wears his heart in his sleeve and it leaves everything out on the field. And Mike is not just a hardworking, very passionate city council member. He's also a good friend to many. He is a wonderful, wonderful husband to his wife, Laura, and a wonderful father to his 3 sons. He is blessed with a wonderful family and with really, not to quote one of my favorite movies, but a wonderful life. And we honor Mike today. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Louis. You know, and Guido, I think I know what you got in there.
How did you know? There you go. Your own ashtray?
Thank you very much. Well, you know, I mean, I think of the 4 of us that are up here, Mr. Miranda and I are the only 2 that smoke cigars, you know, and you've never bought me a cigar. Thanks so much.
That's why I smoke them.
And Mr. Vieira, you're right. You are the little brother I never wanted, and I'm so happy that you're on council, and I appreciate everything. And if you know, and no one knows this, but well, a few of us know it. But Charlie's family and my family are related to each other, not directly by blood, but your aunt had married my grandmother's brother.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm 166 now.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Grandmother.
You're a Canalejo. And my mother's, my grandmother's brother was a Canalejo, Mario Canalejo, which is what my father was named after, Mario Canalejo.
I knew them all.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice people.
And by the way, we all have hair. On our side, on our side.
You know, never get involved with somebody who can joke better than you can. So I'm gonna leave Q-Tip head to himself.
Well, and
should have been a doctor with that kind of head.
And you all keep serving with cue ball and enjoy that, okay? So
y'all take care.
Thank you.
Enjoy it. I've got to go to another session for the Wade Boggs Baseball Individual of the Year, and I've got to participate in that, so I'll be coming back shortly.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
I didn't want to call you out, but.
I want to take a photo with the 3 runaways. Yeah, the 3 that are running away. Just take a photo. The 4 of us.
My turn.
Oh, I was gonna wait till later to say something. I know. We'll do it now. We'll do it now. But it's been an honor to serve with all of you. I met you in 2011 when I ran the first time ever. It was in the race with Councilman Suarez. I did not win, as you know. And so I feel like I've I haven't served with you for 8 years, but I've gone back to the beginning. And I remember when you got appointed, I was in the room that day. And I'm gonna miss you because it really has felt like a family. We've had some disagreements, but many agreements. And I've gotten to know each and every one of you, your family members. Harry, you have a wonderful family. Mike, I remember your father, great person. I remember your husband Juan. Frank, you're great.
I don't remember nobody.
I never, you were just Frank, but we're really gonna miss you. I look forward to the new council, honorary council, Councilman-elect Citro. I can't make that joke anymore. Will be joining us, but thank you very much. Your friends. I know we're gonna keep in contact after this, but I really appreciate the 4 years that I've had with you. Thank you.
Yes.
I was actually going to say something tonight, but since we did this and this was something of a surprise, I just wanted to say this now. With all kidding aside, serving in this body, in this building, in this office is a tremendous, as Yoli Capine said earlier, a tremendous window on the city, and it is an enormous privilege. And it is something that I know for me has given me a real sense of kinship with every single citizen in this city. And I can't tell you in leaving this body how much respect I have for the men and women who serve the city day in and day out and do such a wonderful job for our citizens, and also for the elected officials who are here day and night working hard, representing their constituencies. In the 8 years that I've been here, we have had some tough arguments up on this dais. We have not always gotten along, but there have been times when we have come together for the public good in ways that have really made a difference. And I just want you to know that I'm enormously proud to have served with each and every one of you. It has been the honor of a lifetime to be here, and I wish everyone here all good things in the future in all the years ahead.
Okay. Yes, sir.
I'd like
I'm
to
going to say something real quick here, very quickly. It has been an honor serving with each and every one of you. I also want to say that leaving this dais in the almost 9 years that I've been here, I feel that the reason that I decided not to run for office is because I believe that in 8 years, if I could not do in 8 years for the citizens of Tampa, then I'm not going to do it in 80 years. I'm very comfortable where I leave it, and I appreciate everything. I also want to say we fought hard for our points, for our stand, but when it was all over, we walked out and we were together. We never held what happened here on the dais to our personal lives.
Say we'd usually recover after a week, whatever it was.
Yeah, something like that. So I leave you all with the Capine machine in the back. And thank you very much for everything that you all have brought to me and my family. And I started this journey with Wang. I was appointed in July 18, 2000. 10, and it has been an uphill, wonderful ride all the way. Thank you.
Mr. Sawyer.
Well, since we're saying goodbyes before the agenda's even done yet, we might as well do so. I just want to thank everybody that has supported me and helped me over the years. When I first got elected, we came into a very bad time. It was a recession. We had issues concerning Occupy Tampa. We had panhandling issues. We had a terrible economy. It was not a great time to start as a city council member or the mayor. And I think that we all served the city incredibly well and solved a lot of problems that had it not been a consensus by all of us to make this city run better, it wouldn't matter who the mayor was. It wouldn't matter who everyone else is. But we came to agreement and consensus in order to go forward. I want to thank Councilman Miranda. I remember when we had the vote and you came here in your dressing gown or your, you just came off the hospital bed and came here to vote, and that went forward. And your language skills are just like Casey Stengel's. We're never sure what you're saying until the very end, and even then, it's like Stengel used to say, he says, never make predictions, especially about the future. And that's kind of the way I feel right now. So, Ms. Capine, it's been a great pleasure, getting to serve with you.
I know you particularly liked it when I was chair.
I did like it when you were chair. No, you did a wonderful job. And I will tell you, I think about it, I was talking to Harry about this yesterday, which is, we all lost someone very important to us while we were serving. You lost one, I lost my dad. He lost his grandmother. We had, and for a second there, I thought the chair position was cursed because Charlie got sick, Frank got sick. I don't think either one of us got sick, so thank goodness it didn't happen that way. But it was a great pleasure serving with you and your, optimistic outlook on things. Chairman, you kept things going. You were elected twice to be the chair here. I think that everyone knows that you've done a wonderful job for your constituency and for the city, and we really appreciate everything that you've done. Mr. Maniscalco, as you know, losing an election doesn't mean that you lose everything, and it doesn't mean that you lose sight of what you might want to do in the future. You proved that. You never know. Maybe one of us next to you here might prove that at some point on both sides. And Mr. Cohen, not only serving with you over the last 8 years has been a great pleasure, getting to know you and be friends with you, but to run at the same election with you was a great testament to kind of person that you are. The way that you presented yourself to the people of the city of Tampa was a credit, not only to yourself, but to the whole council. You did a wonderful job as a council member. You did a terrific job as a candidate. I know that, you didn't come in second. I think that Mr. Miranda said it best. Thank God, because I'll tell you what, I'm not sure anything would have stopped that train coming down the tracks, but I'm so proud to have served with you and proud to be a candidate with you at the same time and being able to go out there and talk to the people about the things that were important. And Mr. Vieira.
And we never had a harsh word on this dais through the entire campaign.
I said a lot of things behind your back,
Well,
but I never said
different.
anything to your face. And Mr. Vieira, obviously, you said a lot when we were up there, and the great thing is you're like one of the old governors that we had here in Florida. They asked him, why do you speak, with so many words? He says, why use one or two words where 30 or 40 will work just as well? And so you've done a great job in the short time that you've been here. I think that you're going to enjoy the rest of your career on council. And I wish you the best, because I know we're going to still be in touch, but at the same time, we'll be able to talk about issues now that we haven't been able to talk about before, and we'll chew the fat a little bit too. And to all the staff, everyone that is along this wall over here, what a great service to the city that you do. I could not have done this job without my partnership with Lorena. Excuse me, Lorena.
Wow, how quickly
I know, really.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, I'm starting to sound like Casey Stengel now. Lorena Rivas Hardwick, who I've seen her daughter grow up. She was pregnant when she first came on board, and she has done a terrific job as part of the city. Suline Lucas, who's been here for all the time, her hair always looks great, and I want everyone to know that. Ian, who came on, later on, and you've done a terrific job to walk into District 4 and to provide the kind of constituency services that are necessary are just unbelievable. You've done a terrific job. Brandon, serving with Lewis, goes without saying. Takes very strong will. And Mr. Enriquez, obviously, Carrie, you've done a terrific job for Guido, and I hope that all of you keep serving the city as long as they'll have you, because it ends quickly. I think we both know that. After 8 years, it seemed like it went by very, very fast. But one last thing I want to say is that people kept saying to me, you must really enjoy your job, because every time I see you on council, you're always smiling. And regardless of the sound and fury that we get during public comment, the things that they say, and I remember our very first regular meeting after we had been inaugurated, a gentleman came up who I didn't know. He said, he was complaining about something, and he says, "I wish I could bury all of you and piss on each one of you." And I thought, wow, my mom was watching that, and I'm sure my father thought, who the hell is that guy? Well, you know what? After 8 years of people coming up and saying similar things, I want you to know that it never fazed me, and it never fazed us, because we serve the people. Regardless of what people say about us, in front of us, or behind our backs, we're here to serve everyone and to come up with consensus and to serve this city. And hopefully, I think all of you agree that we serve this city well. Thank you all for everything that you've done, and thank you to all the citizens out there that have supported us over the last 8 years. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Real quickly here, yes. If you think that we're not gonna speak later tonight, you got another thing coming? That's gonna happen. And Swords, really, why use 3 words when you could use 300? Thank you.
Well, let me say this. Mr. Suarez, you mentioned about the chair, and Ms. Miranda was sick and being chair. And let me just say, hell, I'm still sick for sitting here as the chair. But let me say this, that in 2006, I had the opportunity to be an interim city councilman. And when Ms. Capine talked about the almost 9 years, I look at almost 9 years as well with the interim. But I just want to say, yes, we had our disagreements over those 8 years that we served, but I never lost respect by any of my colleagues on this council. I think we accomplished a lot of things during those 8 years. When I served as an interim in 2006, that council was wild.
Yeah.
And when I see this new council coming on board, one night I was saying to myself, boy, they're going to remind me of 2006. Some of the characters that I know that are coming. But I do wish the new council well, and I just want to say that I enjoyed my 8 years being on this council, and I think I took the most abuse out of all the council members. Every Thursday, someone had 3 minutes to call me every name in the book. But it didn't bother me. A person had the right to express their opinion. But I knew in my heart I was doing what I thought was right for my constituents. Mr. Vieira, it was a good pleasure to get to know you.
Thank you, sir.
And I think you're going to be a great councilman for your constituents.
Thank you.
Well, you know, I don't know what to say about Charlie, but
let me help you.
but Charlie gonna be Charlie, and Charlie gonna express himself the way he needed to express himself. Mr. Maniscalco, it was a pleasure to work with you and get to know you as well. A great future people in West Tampa, and I think they will be well representative with you serving in that capacity. Mr. Coyne, you know, when we first got on the council, you were a man of little words, very few words. But I think you grew into this position because we got around to year 7, 7.5, and 8. Mr. Coyne became a man of plenty words. So, but you're a great learner, and you guided us in some positions that, from your legal background, that were very beneficial to this council. And I respect that, and I respect that you was very honest with your opinions in the things that you want to express. Mr. Suarez, I would say you the hardest working man I ever know that is elected official, because I used to see you all over the community, everywhere. But it showed that, you know, you was at large, and you had the passion for representing everyone in the city. And I think you demonstrated that by the different places that, as you see you throughout this community. I think you're a great voice for the city, a great person for the city, and you've done well in your capacity as a city councilman for 8 years. One thing I would say to this council that disappointed me the most, of all the great things we accomplished, is one thing that disappointed me the most, and I think about it every time I see one. We couldn't do a damn thing about those chickens. And every time I see one, I think about this council. Them chickens. And I think I'm going to leave thinking about them chickens. But it was fun dealing with them, and I saw one the other day, and it was in my neighborhood, but it was the street behind me. And that chicken better be glad it didn't come on my street. Look, I was prepared. I went and got one of them crab nets, and I was going to catch that chicken. I was about to let that chicken tear up my garden again. But I want to thank all of you, and thank all of you for being a friend, a colleague, and great citizen for this community and for the city of Tampa. Yes, sir. You always like to bogart your way to our conference. So what you want to say today? You did it with the tree people. Now you're doing it with this here. So what you want to say today?
I just want to say thank you, Steve Michelini. I've brought a number of issues before you over the last 8 years of your tenure, and some of you have been here longer. And if you look back, just as a point of reference, if you told all the stories of all of the things that have come before council and you wrote them down, people wouldn't believe it. It would be the greatest story ever. And as each council changes over to the next council, they'll have their own history. But you have established a history which, in my opinion, bar none, is exemplary. You know, we haven't always received the kind of support unanimously among the council members. Some of the issues that have been brought before you have been very challenging. You've, except for Charlie, pulled their hair out. But all of the time, the people and the presenters and the attorneys, the engineers that come before you appreciate what you do. And we recognize how hard it is to sit and make decisions and rule and make judgments about what comes before you. I don't think the lay people understand just how stressful and how strenuous and how hard you all have to work to render decisions. You could choose not to study the issue. You could choose just to say, okay, well, you know, whatever the staff says is okay with me. But you don't do that. You analyze these positions, you analyze the issues that come before you, and you make tough decisions. And for that, we are all grateful. There are not many people, as you can tell, that are willing to come forward and place themselves in that position. And it is both a personal exposure and it's a professional exposure for each of you. And I don't want you to think that I ever take that lightly, and I do appreciate it when you come back and you say, okay, go back and we need to do a little more homework on this, fix that, and we do it. And so I always appreciate your positions, and I always appreciate your comments, whether I like them or not. I appreciate them, and it helps me be a better presenter and a better advocate for my clients, and it makes me work harder to make sure that we've crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's. So, we've all had individual issues that we feel very strongly about, and you knew that I was always there to help whenever you needed me to do that. So I do appreciate it, and I'd say best wishes for all of you going off the council and for your future endeavors. And congratulations to those who are returning, and including the new council members. And I agree with Chairman Reddick. It's going to be quite a show when we get the new council on board and try, as the 4 new members come on, and try to learn and figure out what you all have already had to learn. So it's a long process, and I appreciate everything that you do and everything that you've done for this community. Thank you.
This is a time that I wish my good friend was serving on this new council, because she would keep them in order, and that is Councilwoman Capeen. Because she all she got to do is give you that facial expression. And once she give you that facial expression, she's sending you a message. Because I got to a point I wouldn't even look that way a lot of times. I just be, okay. Because when she wanted to talk, she sent me a message, she be like, and I know she want to talk, and I be looking this way, and she start pointing that finger up. I know how to get to her. So, but I consider Councilwoman Capeen as a close friend. Not only a colleague here, but a close friend. And we have been involved in the community, working with different issues and different people. And so I consider a good close friend. And I didn't ignore her. I just wanted to say this last because I know I was trying to see if she was gonna give me that look. and I just wanted to see it one more time. So thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you.
She was a great help to me, and I appreciate it. So thanks a lot.
I just want to add one thing to what you said, and that is that after 8 years together, I feel like I can look over across the dais and see what everybody's thinking before they say it. It is really interesting because of the fact that we vote on things, and not everybody always expresses what they're going to do, but you can tell by their facial expressions exactly where they're going on any given issue.
Okay, anything else?
Well, thank you again, Council.
Okay, item number 3. Mr. Maniscalco, you want to say something about it?
Oh, yeah, no, I have a memo here. I'll submit it to the record just to postpone item number 3 for a future date. I don't know yet.
You don't want to make a motion yet?
No, because I don't know what the future date. Yeah, I'll just bring it up again. So.
Okay, then we will go to item number 4, Mr. Villar.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Given that April is Autism Awareness Month, I'd ask for Dr. Karen Berkman, Executive Director of the Center for Autism-Related Disabilities at USF, to be here to discuss the important work of the City of Tampa's Autism Advisory Board. Unfortunately, Dr. Berkman had to leave because of time constraints, but we are very fortunate enough to have here Ms. Raquel Pancho, the city's ADA coordinator who works with our Autism Advisory Board, as well as Mr. Paul Dial, who will be coming to talk about some issues. I wanted to come and invite these folks to speak because the city of Tampa is doing a lot of wonderful things whenever it comes to autism awareness and accommodations, and given that it's April, I think it's a good time to talk about it, so go for it.
Wonderful, thank you. Good morning, Council. We appreciate the opportunity to be able to share the wonderful work this city has done recently in regards to autism awareness, as well as access for people with disabilities in general. Dr. Karen Berkman, unfortunately, had some time constraints today because she is attending a graduation ceremony for her students at the Learning Academies with CARD. So just some background, CARD, Mayor Buckhorn, and of course City Council has been very supportive of disability access concerns and issues. CARD has been a strong partner with us through the years. They actually developed an autism awareness, autism-friendly awareness initiative some years ago, and Mayor Buckhorn brought this program to the city of Tampa. And as a result of the partnership, they have trained, I should clarify, over 2,900 employees within the city of Tampa to become autism-friendly. This initiative has also included many resources that have been available to our programs and our departments as well. As part of the advisory board, this is comprised of individuals who have personal experience, such as family members of individuals with autism, professional experts as well. Their guidance and recommendations have assisted the city in promoting and improving our services and physical and programmatic services for people with autism. CARD, as well as the City of Tampa, has posted information on the Autism Friendly Initiative, as well as resources for persons with disabilities, specifically on the city's webpage. We provided input on the location and sensory types of features, as well as spoke about and gave guidance to the construction of the new parks and where these sensory feature locations should be installed. They promoted and provided information at the Downtown Partnership and the Glazer Museum on the Autism and Friendly Initiative. They consulted with also the city's therapeutic recreation coordinator on improving access for people with disabilities as in the Parks and Recs programs. We've also created a video on social media to promote the city's Autism Friendly Initiative as well. That received over 1,000 views on our social media. They've also partnered with Tampa Police Department with a special needs registry. They are also involved in that actual program announcement for that. One of our advisory board members assisted with that. And then also, we're continuing to develop additional outreach and initiatives through the city of Tampa as well. So thank you so much. We appreciate your continued support for disability initiatives.
Thank you.
Good morning, Council. Paul Dial, Director of Parks and Recreation. I just wanted to break down a few areas that we're working in a little more detail with Parks and Recreation. One being capital projects that we have ongoing at this time, and then one from recreation programs, programmatic issues that we're dealing with the autism initiatives, and also with a little bit of success related to grants that we're looking at. I want to thank Councilman Vieira for bringing this up for us today to have this opportunity to speak to this. The first one being capital project. We do have at McFarland Park. We have a project now, a approved $400,000 project there for the expansion of the Freedom Playground that's at that location. With that, we have a consultant on board for doing that work to expand that, to have more inclusive play equipment with increased play area, universally acceptable play equipment, access to the picnic area that is there, and additional access to parking, shade being there, and a lot of components that will be available and attractive to meeting the autism goals. But what I'd like to say is a lot of what we're trying to do there is just make the play areas to where all kids can be there together.
and really looking at pulling in the autism components, but making it available for all. This is our, I guess, flagship location, although we're looking at all of our playgrounds, and I think other staff will speak to that. I have a couple of other staff that I'd like to speak in those two areas. One being John Allen, who is our recreation manager for the programmatic issues that we have that we're looking to make improvements and awareness there. And then Jason McKenzie, who is our project and services coordinator, who will be speaking about our success with the grant so far. So I'll turn it over to John.
Thank you. I first want to, say thank you, all of you, for everything you do for the Parks and Rec Department, and I wish those who are leaving the best, and hope to continue to see you around at our rec center. So thank you all for everything. I first want to thank CARD and Dr. Bertman. I know she had to leave, but for everything they do from the training standpoint, it's very helpful to our staff. They've also visited all my rec centers, or all of our rec centers, where they develop quiet areas with our teams, and they also provided the distract packs. They've also come to our programs a few times, where we called them and they come out and kind of monitored our staff or watched our staff and watched the kids. So they're very helpful in that too. So I appreciate everything that CARD does for us. And next I want to introduce to you Casey Toller. She's our new therapeutic recreation coordinator that works with us. And she's been with us about a year now, and she has not only helped train our staff, but she's also developed manuals for our staff. So she has brought a bunch of new programs in, like Parents Night Out, and purchased new equipment, like it's called a beam projector. It projects games, displays games on the floor. So she's done a lot for us, and we look forward to what she's going to bring next to us. So Casey is our, like I said, therapeutic recreation coordinator, so I wanted just for her to say hi today. And real quick, I just want to read one letter from a parent that came. One parent, I reached out, because I get a lot of positive feedback about this program. And so I reached out to one of our parents, and she kind of gave me a comment, and she said, "I cannot say enough about our experience. Over the past 4 years at Kate Jackson with her staff that provide our kids with a safe and loving environment. As a parent of a child with autism, I am so appreciative of the inclusiveness of this program provides. The after-school program is a place where our kids can unwind from the school day. The summer camp is always filled with fun and engaging activities. Our experience has been nothing short of amazing." So, thank you for that, Jason.
Wait, real quick.
Yes, sir.
What
Maniscalco?
Mr. Dow had mentioned,
Yeah.
It was a $400,000 expansion for McFarland Park Freedom Playground, you said, right?
That's correct.
And do you know when that'll begin? Do you have any timeline on it or no?
I don't have we're in the design process right now. To have a timeline, that'll be after we go through that process, determine all the components, but we'll be able to get back to you.
And it'll make it an autism-friendly, inclusive, you'll upgrade
Correct.
it for, okay.
Correct. That's one of the main goals of this, to make it kind of our flagship location for that.
And with that, you said better access for parking and shade and all that in that picnic
Correct.
area back
Access
there?
to the picnic area is better than what we have now. All those, we're looking at those improvements as well.
Thanks.
Okay. Mhm.
Good morning, Jason McKenzie, Parks and Recreation. We were fortunate enough in 2017 to receive the Meet the Park grant from the National Recreation and Parks Association. This grant was funded by the Walt Disney Company, and what it did is allowed us to enhance 3 of our playgrounds. New Tampa Recreation Center, Al Lopez Park, and Tacoma Trails all received upgrades and enhancements. And what it served as was a testing ground for us. We were able to put new pieces of equipment into playgrounds that we hadn't done before. This came right on the heels of Mayor Buckhorn's Autism Friendly City initiative. And so we were able to put in pieces of playground equipment and also meet with the community to find out what we really needed and what they really wanted. Some of the things we learned were right away that pour and play surface was key and essential for autism friendly and inclusive playground equipment. Another thing we learned is that we also had to not cater to the children, but to the parents who could also need the inclusiveness. One of the parents that came to the meeting was a child with autism, and her dad was a veteran, a wounded warrior veteran who needed accessibility to get around the playground with her. So it changed our thoughts and our thinking of how we're going to design these playgrounds and how we're going to move forward with it. So far as much as when we've done our new Kaboom playground builds, we've gone as far as to make sure that pieces of equipment on those playground builds were inclusive as well. Items like cozy cocoons, spinners, sway fun gliders, and quattro seesaws, which allow for socialization and interactive between kids in group settings. So a lot of the things we do now are with that inclusiveness in mind when we push forward for these. So We will continue to apply for grants, and we will continue to search out funding to enhance our programs as we move forward. As we take pieces off, we'll replace them the same way. So thank you again for letting us be here today, and we appreciate it.
And if I may, Mr. Chair, I just wanted to thank everybody for your hard work on these issues. You know, I always say that whenever it comes to special needs, whether it's autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, et cetera, that when local governments or institutions make modest or small moves, they are appreciated a million times as much by those families that are making that often difficult, always difficult, often lonely journey in raising a child or children with special needs. It's a big issue. I hope that with the forthcoming administration, we can continue, and I know we will continue, to see the same level of enthusiasm, and that we can build on our steps and accomplishments whenever it comes to those with special needs, to issues like employment, making sure that our city and all of our departments employ people with developmental and intellectual disabilities, special needs, autism, et cetera. Issues like expanding the vision for the autism and sensory-friendly projects to not just sensory issues, but to that child with cerebral palsy, that child with an intellectual disability, and being allies as elected officials on those important issues that happen at the state level, that happen at the federal level involving those with developmental disabilities, whether it's Medicaid expansion, whether it's protecting Social Security disability, which every person with a disability virtually is on Social Security disability, or whether it's protecting Medicaid from being block granted on the federal level. These are all important moral issues. So this is a wonderful initiative of the Buckhorn administration that this council has had the opportunity to support, and I hope that we can build on it. So I just wanted to thank you for all your work and being here today.
Mr. Coyne.
It's actually Mr. Suarez.
Mr.
Yes,
Suarez?
thank you, Chair. Is the representative from Close to Kids here still? Oh, it's Ms. Jacobs, right? Yes. Okay, this is Jennifer Jacobs. She represents Close to Kids. It is an organization that provides clothing to children, especially those that need clothing that don't have the means to provide it. They have been primarily in Pinellas County, but now have a location here in Hillsborough. And I think according to what I have, in 2017, they provided over 10,000 school wardrobes for people in Pinellas. And I hope you'll tell us a little bit about what's going on in Tampa and in Hillsborough County.
Well, you did a great job. Good morning, Council. Thank you for...
And sorry for the wait, too.
No worries. Thank you for having me here. I am Jennifer Jacobs with Close to Kids, and we have been serving Pinellas County students since 2003. And we've done about 140,000 wardrobes since 2003 in Pinellas. And I'm excited to get up here and say that we are now in Tampa, and we are on Hillsborough Avenue. And what Close to Kids does is we provide a week's worth of school clothes to kids who qualify for free or reduced lunch. Why is that important? It's important because more than 61% of the kids in Hillsborough County qualify for free or reduced lunch. So when they get to come to our stores and shop, they get a free week's worth of school clothes. And I brought a pair of tennis shoes today to show that this is one of the items that are in their wardrobe. I figured that the new underwear may not be appropriate for this meeting, but they do get...
a lot of our meetings. It's okay. It'd be an improvement.
Yes. And so when they come and shop at Close to Kids, they get a new pair of shoes, they get 5 new pairs of socks, 5 new pairs of underwear, 4 bottoms, 5 tops, a dress, a jacket, and if the girl is in the bra wearing age, she can get up to 2 of those as long as we have those available. We work with a lot of our schools, and the reason that we're here today is because we want you all to know, and we want you all to go back to your districts and tell them that we are a resource for kids in your areas. And if they qualify for free or reduced lunch, they are eligible to come and shop with us. All they need is their free and reduced lunch letter and an appointment. They come in, they're able to shop twice in a calendar year, and it's all free of charge. We will provide more than 80,000 pairs of underwear to children in our community this year and every year. And so it's important for us to not only see kids, it's also important for us to get new and quality used clothes donated to us, and we use about 1,500 hours of volunteer support each month at our 3 stores. And we are a valuable resource for the kids in our communities, and we serve pre-K 4 all the way to 12th grade. And kids come in all shapes and sizes, and so do we. And so they shouldn't be worried that we're not going to have the styles that they want. Or, I mean, this is a pair of brand new ASIC shoes, and I'll never forget the first time I toured my husband. He said, "Hey, is that my shirt hanging right there?" And I'm like, "No, honey, it's not your shirt, I promise." And then he went over and inspected it a little bit more to make sure that it wasn't his. And I said, "It isn't yours." So we do it in a cheerful store environment. We have dressing rooms for the kids to try on their clothes, because we want them to leave feeling good and able to go back to the school and to their school and their classroom to focus on what's most important, which is their learning. And I'm reminded of I go back to our beginning, and we don't get too many cool mornings. That's the benefit of living in our beautiful city. But we do get those few crisp mornings. And Close the Kids started because one of our teachers called her sister, our co-founder, and said, "This little girl can't go out to play on the schoolyard today because she doesn't have a jacket." And our co-founder said to her, "Give me an hour or two, I'll be there with a jacket." She always likes to point out, "Jennifer, don't forget the turtlenecks. I brought 2 turtlenecks too, along with that jacket." And that little girl wouldn't have been able to go out on the playground if it weren't for that jacket. And clothes shouldn't be a problem in Hillsborough County because we exist. And it's an honor to be able to provide our mission to the kids in our county who need us. And I thank you for all that you do for this great city of ours. And it is a pleasure and an honor to not only work at Close to Kids, but to live in this great city.
Appreciate that. And
Thank
Chair,
you.
if I could, now you provide only new clothing or used clothing also?
New and quality used clothing.
And quality used. Because I know, as an example, there is a place in South Tampa that sells used school uniforms, okay, which is a little bit different. And, until I had met members of your group, I had not known about this on Hillsborough Avenue. Do you know what the cross street is on Hillsborough, where it's at?
It is...
It's 5011.
It's 5011 Hillsborough Avenue, and it is between Anderson and...
Right, so it's up towards the airport area.
So it's West Hillsborough.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
on
It's West Hillsborough.
Yeah,
That's exactly
yeah.
right.
And, it's important to know, because I don't think there's enough people that know about your organization, and one of the reasons why I wanted to invite you. And the way to donate would be what? To go to your website? How does it work? What is your website address?
Yes, our website is www.close2kidsto.org. And
it is close with an E. A lot of people don't know how to spell close, so I want to make sure that they know that. So.
That's right. So it's
Okay.
CLOTHES 2TO kids KIDS.org. And we accept gently new and quality used clothing at our store on Hillsborough Avenue, 5011 West Hillsborough Avenue. And thank you for pointing that out, because we have a rule. And our rule at Close to Kids is it doesn't go out on our store floor if we wouldn't put it on our kids.
Right. Thank you so much. Appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me.
Thank you. All right, at this time, we'll go to public comments. I think we ran out of my way.
It doesn't look like we have anyone for public comment.
Anyone in public wish to speak during public comment at
Oh,
this time?
I think we might have one.
John Jones, Historic Hyde Park. I'm here to thank you, members that are leaving the commission, for all the work that you've done over the past 8 years. We certainly appreciate it in our neighborhoods, and we think you've done a great job, sometimes in difficult circumstances. Okay, but we think that you have always been fair, and want to wish you all the best, and hopefully we'll see you again soon in a leadership position.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? All right. Let me go to information reports, new business. Mr. Vieira.
Just very briefly, I request that council prepare a commendation for Rachel Barcelona for contributions to Tampa Bay to further the cause of inclusion for those with disabilities, including speaking to the United Nations as a teenager on that issue, and that this be presented on May 2nd, 2019 under ceremonial activities.
Second.
All right, got a motion from Mr. Vieira, seconded by Mr. Suarez. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Nothing further, sir.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Maniscalco.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Back here, I have one of my interns, Natasha Epperly, and there's Rod Lopez. He's not here with us today. I believe he might be in class. I don't know what the school schedule is. But I just want to take this moment to thank you for all your work and your help in the office, as well as Rod. You are both USF Bulls, as are Mike Suarez and I. Lewis, you go to USF? And Lewis, so go Bulls. Thank you for having us. They're here with the Florida LIP program, students of Angela, Chris, and Ron Pierce. We wish you the best of luck on your future endeavors. I hope you enjoyed it. You got a little backstage view of how local government works, and I hope it was helpful. So thank you very much. That's it.
Okay, Mr. Coyne?
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Suarez?
Well, Chair, I just had asked for our intern to be brought up here too, because we have our last day for our intern, and I didn't see her up here, so just
Is she
asked
back
Mr.
there?
I believe so. Yeah, she's here today. I did see her. So
Bring her up at the end of the CRA meeting.
yeah, we could do that. We could do that, Chair. All right, then that'll be it. We'll bring her up next.
Move to receive and file.
All right, got a motion from Mr. Maniscalco, seconded by Ms. Coyne. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we stand adjourned for the council meeting, and do you want to?
Do you need any time to flip over to CRA?
Yeah, they need to.
All right, you want to do a 5 minute?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
All right, 5 minutes.
It takes 5 minutes.